coming down here, and how much fun was it? You seem to have everybody involved.
This was awesome. I mean, it's something we thought of doing last year. We did it in Tulsa, and just wanted to make sure that we don't isolate anybody. We have fans in a lot of places in the state, most notably Oklahoma City and Tulsa, but certainly other places as well. And we wanted to get to a place centrally located for people to come from different parts of the area. And I think we're able to accomplish exactly what we wanted today. Get out here, get up and down, kind of show the personality of our team, give fans a sneak peek without having to drive all the way up to Stillwater. So I'm really excited about what happened and look forward to these people continue to engage with our program.
How'd you like being wired up?
Not my favorite thing, I'll be honest. I don't mind the microphone. I just feel like it distorts my own voice. You have to hear yourself speak. But it was cool. Again, gave the fans a little insight into how we teach, the things we try to emphasize. So I'm cool with it.
How close to game ready do you feel you guys are getting?
3.5 weeks away. So we're not there. But for this team, quite honestly, on November 10th, we won't be as good as we will be on January 10th. It's part of having youth. It's the one thing, one of my mentors I had a conversation with on the ride down is you can't teach experience. So we'll have guys doing things for the first time on that day that on January 10th will have much more experience doing those things. So we'll learn. We'll try to kind of piece it together and continue to encourage these guys and learn, play through mistakes and continue to improve. And that's part of our responsibility. It's our job to teach them and still a responsibility to learn. We got to help them figure out how to learn, but our job is to teach them and make them better.
You say this is a young team. What's your expectation of this team?
I'll say the same thing I said about last year's team. I expect to have success. That's just who I am. It's how I'm wired. I don't know how much success or what it looks like right now, but I'm not going to put any limitations on what this team can achieve because you got to play the games. I don't expect us to be picked to win the league, but I certainly won't back down from anybody on our schedule, and we think we got a really challenging one. Not at this point. As soon as we do, we'll pass that along. He's obviously still not with us and not practicing with us. He's been given some things that he has to do on the legal side, and once he's done with those things, then we can deal with him as it relates to our team.
I understand he's still working toward physically being ready if he gets the chance.
Sure. And again, I'll say this. Part of my job is to help kids when they go through tough times. So I haven't in any way abandoned him. Still love him, still care for him, and still try to, help him through the academic side and make sure psychologically this isn't something that makes him give up on himself. He's got a lot of growing to do. Hopefully this is a situation that he can learn and grow from. And I think if he does that, long term for himself, he'll be fine. What it looks like for our team right now, I'll be hesitant to actually say I don't know. But as he continues to deal with those things, he'll give himself more of a chance to maybe have an opportunity to come back at some point.
On the positive side in practice so far, any pleasant surprises? Or has it been about what you expected?
It's been about what I expected, but I'll say this. Isaac Likely, as I said before, has really separated himself from the other freshmen. But you started to see in this last week or so, Mo Kalu and Duncan Demuth are much further along. They've had opportunities to struggle in practice and come back and watch film, to come and talk to our assistant coaches about how they can improve, and they've done that. They've taken it upon themselves to have ownership in their development. And those are things you don't always see in freshmen. So those two guys are now stepping forward. You start to see different guys, I say, poke their head up out of the crowd a little bit from time to time. Ike's did it earlier. Starting to see the hairs on the top of their head a little bit now. Can't see all their full eyes, but we can start to see a little bit of the top of their head now.
Can't wait till they get facial hair.
Yeah, if they ever grow it.
LSU was among the programs mentioned in New York and other some legal proceedings. Do you have any updates or comments as far as LSU's situation? How that's going?
No, I don't have anything new to add in terms of that. I don't know anything about the specifics of what they're talking about. Obviously, we're following it like everybody else, and if something comes up that we have to deal with, we will. At this point, we're operating business as usual. We're going about the business of preparing for a season and getting a bunch of young guys who certainly had no involvement in it, ready to play their first season of college basketball.
Since you've been here, you kind of always had something or other happening with this program. How do you kind of keep yourself and your guys focused and going forward?
You know, the beauty of it is none of this stuff is like the first adversity that I faced in my life. And so what I've always tried to do is really focus on what my responsibilities are. And I think I tried to distribute that and display that last year through all of it. And it worked out for our team in terms of being able to focus on just going out and trying to have as good a season as we could. It's the same approach I've taken this year, and it won't be any different if something else comes up, whether it's a microweather situation or our name being mentioned or an injury or illness, whatever happens, man. It's not about what happens. It's about how you deal with it, you know, the way you continue to work hard and approach things from a day-to-day basis. We have a choice every day to work hard and have a good attitude, and that's what we do in our program.
Mike, is it hard when people are talking about your program and you may not have any direct contact with them? You may not even ever met them, and people are throwing out the program you're in charge of.
There's no question. Those are really difficult things, specifically as it relates to what is now a continuing ordeal. There's not a whole lot for me to share because I don't have any knowledge, so I can't really speak on it. But I do want people to know we run a really good program. We try to represent ourselves the best way we can. We've been open. We've complied with every question that's been answered that we could answer. And until this passes, which it will, like everything else does, we'll continue to try to do our jobs inside the program.